What's going on? I'm hoping everyone's having a good week so far. Um, I just want to start off with saying, right? I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I don't think that that I'm worse than anybody else, right? Like I'm human. I make mistakes too, and the reason why I'm saying this, right, is because we live in a generation today where people are very egotistical when it comes to people, places, and things. Um, like we live in a generation where people they really don't there's like no level of respect for who you are, whether you're man, woman, talking to somebody, like a guy talking to a girl talking to a guy. There's just like there's no form of respect in this generation. And with that being said, right, I wanted to do this topic on boundaries, right? Because like as I continue to grow and evolve as a person that I want to be today, boundaries are very big for me. Like I cannot stress this enough. Like I will not hesitate to cut you out of my life if you're fucking up my peace, right? And I mean that in the most respectful way possible. Um, because like as I continue to grow and learn and make mistakes, because like I said, like I'm human. Like I make mistakes all the time. I'm not perfect. I'm never gonna be perfect, and that's why I have to stay humble, right? I have to evaluate the people that are in my life, because like if you're fucking up my peace, like it's always been quality over quantity. It doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing. That's just such a huge key to building your network, right? If you're if you're against me, you can get out of my way, right? I don't need anybody pulling me down, dragging me down, right? Because I can do that on my own. I don't need you to help me drag me down, right? Because that was my biggest problem growing up is I was always in my own way. It didn't matter what I was doing, who I was around, right? And like now, now people are always like they're always saying like, "Oh, I'm wicked shy and I don't talk." It's not. It has nothing to do with me being shy, right? I speak when I'm spoken to. I speak when there's something to be said. I don't need to. There's no reason for me to speak just to speak, just to hear myself talk, and that's why I make these podcasts, right? Because I don't speak a whole lot about like a lot of stuff. Like, yeah, I have problems. I'll reach out to people and stuff like that. But for the most part, like I value the people in my life, and that's why people are like, oh, why are you so shy? Why you never talk? Like, if I don't know you, I'm not gonna talk to you. And it might sound messed up, but like I'm watching you, watching to see what you do. I might throw something out there to see how you respond to it. Um, and it's all like not like a scheme, but there's a there's a reason behind my thinking. There's a method to my madness, as they say, right? Because there's been, especially recently, there's been too many times where I've let the wrong people in my life to just fuck up my peace and waste my time. And I did a podcast on time last time I did one by myself. Unfortunately I couldn't get somebody else to come on the show. Well, it's not really a show, but I couldn't get anyone else to come on the podcast this week, so I'm like, it is what it is. I'm trying to be a man of my word today. Like I said, I wanted to start dropping one every week, so that's why I'm here. And like I was thinking about it earlier, like there's so many people that I won't hesitate to cut you out of my life. If you're bringing me down, right, I will not have you in my life. I don't need people to bring me down. Right, you can grow with me or you can go away from me. I'm in a place right now where I'm not forcing nothing. I'm not forcing relationships, friendships. I'm not forcing nothing. I'm not chasing nobody. If you want to be a part of my life, then you can. Like today I'm an asset. I'm not a liability. Like people expect me to do certain things for certain different situations, and if I'm not okay with myself, I can't be of service to anybody, right? And that's why it helps me to be able to make these podcasts and be of service to other people, because there's a lot of times where like I wish I knew who I was right now when I was younger. Like if me right now could have spoke to Anthony back then, I would have saved myself a lot of pain. But unfortunately, like I'm a hard-headed person, like I have to mess up so many times to be like, damn, dude, like, what am I doing? And, like, today that's not something that I have to do. Like, if I mess up, I'm gonna learn from that mistake and be like, I know I can't do that again because I already know the consequence of those actions. And like there's just been like countless times where like people waste the fuck out of my time, and it really irritates me. And that's why like I set these boundaries, not expectations, boundaries. You know, like whether it be like work boundaries, you know, like when I'm doing my own thing, or people boundaries, friendships, relationships, anything that has to do with me, you know, like I have to set boundaries because I don't know about like anybody else, but like I become so very self like motivated and I'm very independent, like so I don't need validation for anybody. I don't need none of that. So if I have you in my life, there's a reason behind it. It has nothing to do with what you can offer me, or you know, because like as I said before, like materialistic things are so irrelevant to me. And I know like right after Griffin died, like that was never a possibility that I thought I would ever like imagine in my mind, that like I wouldn't care about materialistic things. Like I was always that one who like wanted the nice clothes, nice car, nice everything, right? I wanted it to look really good. And now it's like I built myself up as a person to where money is so relevant to me. Like obviously, yeah, it's good to have. I'm not gonna sit here and like be like, oh, I don't care about that. No, because that's not true. Like that, I'd be lying on my ass if I said that that was the case. Like what I mean by that is, if I have you in my circle, money's not gonna impress me. If I want you around me, it's not because of your money. If you need money, you can ask. You know, like I'm that person that's like, money is so relevant because I've gained myself as an individual, as somebody that I never even anticipated would be a person that could ever walk on this earth, right? I always thought like I was always, you know, the misfit and the people pleaser. Like I wanted to make everybody happy, and that ain't me no more, man. Like I don't got nothing to prove to nobody. If you're fucking up my peace, dude, I'm not gonna go out of my way to make you happy, or because it's draining me. You know, like why would I go out of my way? Especially like I was saying earlier, like the generation we live in is so messed up, dude. Like the I don't even want to get into it because like I know someone's gonna probably hear this and like get aggravated. So I'm not even gonna go into that aspect of like what I'm thinking. Not that I get like a whole lot of views anyways, but God forbid, like I'm not the type, like I'm not gonna go out of my way and start drama for no reason. Like I'm at peace, bro. Like go find you something. You know what I mean? So like with that being said, the generation that we live in right now is so cooked. Like especially people my age, and there's no form of respect for one another. You know, like I'm one of those people that is very big on like respect, like, and I said this before, like treat people how you want to be treated, right? And people will always, you know, everyone has a different version of me. I said this before too, like, and it's crazy because some people think you know, like an asshole. Some people think like this kid's wicked nice. You know, he's very calm, cool, calm, collected. Some people is like, yo, that kid was spazzed out on you. Like, don't test him. There's very different perspectives for a lot of different people who see me, and I'm very brutally honest too. I say exactly what I'm thinking. And that's it's a blessing and it's a curse at the same time because I will tell you exactly how I'm feeling, and I won't hesitate to cut you out of my life. Um, I'll tell you straight up, I'm not chasing you. You're wasting my time. All that, like, and this goes back to like the whole money being irrelevant. Like, I could care about that if you're in my circle. Don't waste my time. Don't waste my energy. That is my biggest pet peeve. Because I've done so much work on who I am that anyone can have this lifestyle. You know, I'm not saying like I got a fucking luxurious lifestyle, but I have the mindset to create one. You know what I mean? And I can do that on my own. But if I let people come in and into my life, or I don't set certain boundaries for certain situations, like that can get messed up real quick. I can run myself into a rabbit hole that I don't want to be in or don't have the time for. You know what I mean? Like, because like I feel like a lot of people put themselves in certain predicaments that they just like unfortunately can't get themselves out of until it's too late, and like you don't have to do that today. You know, like when you realize like just staying out of your own way, staying out of other people's way, and just really watching like what's going on around you, because time and time again, dude, like even now, like I just put myself in these situations where I'm like, dude, what the fuck am I doing, dog? Like, you know what I mean? Because like I said, like I'm not perfect. And I can't stress that enough. Like I'm very, very far from perfect. You know, like I'm flawed. I'm human. I make mistakes, but I come here and I try to be of service. You know, so people don't have to go through what I went through. If they could, like I said, like if I could go back in time, which I can't, and like talk to myself as a, I probably wouldn't have even listened, to be honest. Now that I'm saying that, thinking back, I would have been like, who the fuck is this kid, right? Um, because I didn't have any boundaries back then. You know, like I let whoever was talking to me into my life. I would let them influence me to do the wrong stuff, and I didn't have a concept of like boundaries or being able to say no. Like that's a huge thing that comes along with boundaries, is being able to say no, especially because like my age, like going and because like I have, like I said, like I have various friends in various different ages, money situations, all that good stuff. So like I have friends that like they want to go to the club. And I'm like, no, bro. Like it is not gonna benefit me in any way, shape, or form to be around a bunch of drunk people doing sloppy shit. You know what I mean? Like having that ability to be able to to say no, like it is really, it's one of the best things that I probably ever could have grasped. Cause I would never say no to anybody. I'd be like maybe later, and like then try and like finagle my way out of the situation instead of just telling someone straight up like right from the get go, no, I'm all set. I'm straight. I don't want to do that. Um, and that's like a huge thing when it comes to boundaries, especially with like being able to tell who's for you and who's not, because like those people that you tell no to, if they get aggravated, agitated, or like, oh, what the, you know what I mean, like clearly they don't have your best interest in mind. Because like when I tell someone, nah, I'm all set, they'd be like, I respect it, I was just trying to see like where your head was at. And like a lot of my close friends too, they'll test me to make sure I'm still on my game, because they're the first ones who know. Like I said, like everyone in my circle, I could count on for anything that I needed, and that's because I've done the work to sit back and watch who's around me, and having that ability to not hesitate to cut anybody out of my life. It doesn't matter who you are, how close we once were, anything like that. If you're fucking up my life and the people around me, I do not need you here. And like I said, I'm trying to say that in the most respectful way possible, but there's no other way to put that. Like if you come into my life and fuck my shit up, you're gonna leave, you know? And, like, I don't mean for this one to come off, like, rude or anything like that. Like I said, like, I'm very brutally honest. And, that's how I've been feeling lately, because I've had to cut a lot of people out of my life just because, for the simple fact, like, you're ruining who I am as an individual. And I can't have that when I have the mindset that I have, and the goals and the dreams, and I don't share those with a lot of people. Like people who are very close to me know what's good. They know like what I want to do in my life, and I keep it to a very few amount of people, because there's literally no need for me to go and look like an idiot if I can't obtain those things, right? If I can't physically accomplish them, But like those people I tell will push me and push me and push me. When I fall, they're gonna help me get back up. And it's very funny because they all know like I'm very, very independent. I do my own thing. I don't like to be around people. I'm not a people person. But if we click, right? Like there's just a bond that gets formed that just it won't break unless you. I'm not gonna say like unless you start to aggravate me, but if you if you're not self-aware, right, of like what you're doing, who you're around, like when you're constantly messing up, like I don't need that around me. And like it sucks to see like these other people who like just can't grasp that, like, and just let continue to let people in bad situations ruin who they are as a person, because like I'm very big into like the whole mental health aspect of like people, and like treat people the way you want to be treated, because like I treated people horribly growing up. Up until like my brother died, like I was not a saint. You know what I mean. And I had a lot of repercussions from those actions. Whereas like now, if you don't like me, it could be from my past, or I don't know what it is, but it ain't nothing that I'm doing right now. I'll tell you that. Like I stay out of the way. I don't do nothing wrong to nobody. I go about my day, mind my business, and just keep moving forward. Like I don't know, like it's just something that was really bothering me, because like I said recently, like I've had to cut a lot of people out of my life. Just for the simple fact that like you first of all, you're not self aware. Second of all, you're just doing ignorant stuff, and I don't know. Like I'm not like subbing anybody. Like this is there's multiple people, that just I don't know what it is, and it's like I try and try and try, right? Because like that's just who I am. I'm an overly caring person. Like once you're in my circle, like I'm not gonna stop trying until you push me to a point where I despise you as a person, right? I don't want not like nothing from you, because like I said, like I'm so independent. There's not a whole lot people could give me. Like if you're in my network today, it has nothing to do with what you can give me, right? It's because I genuinely care about you as a person, and the reason why I'm like that is because once they get into that circle, they know how I am. They know how I am about them. Like I will go to the end of the earth for anybody who's in my circle right now, and I mean that. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's crazy to think like back then, like I would just let any willy-nilly person come into my life and just totally destroy everything around me with my help. They would use me as a Trojan horse to fuck my own life up. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's sad. It's sad to think, but like it's funny now looking back at it, because like it has nothing to do with my present or my future. I mean, I don't know what the future has in store for me, but like it has nothing to do with like me right now. Like it happened. It is what it is, and like recently I've been forming these boundaries with people, places, and things. Like I'm not gonna go certain places. I'm not gonna be around certain people, and there's just certain things that I don't need to be doing or be around. You know what I mean? And that's something that I struggled with growing up, because I always wanted to fit in. I always wanted to fit in, and it was funny too, because like even it didn't matter how many people I was around, like I still felt alone. You know what I mean? I just wanted to be a part of something. Because I always felt like it didn't matter like what I did. Like I would try and try and try, and people just would just walk away from me. And like it is what it is. But now like I built myself up so strong as an individual that's very independent, and especially like it might sound messed up, but like after like Griffin died, and like some people know what happened like that night, and like I never said goodbye to him. I'm not gonna get into it. It's not something that needs to be spread across the world. Well, I don't think the whole world's gonna see this anyways, but it's just not something that needs to be talked about. But I never got to say goodbye to him, right? And I took that and I ran with it, And I talked with DJ about it last time. Like right after he died, like I was clinging on to everyone, like don't leave me. And now I'm like you can get the fuck away from me, right? I'm like, yo, it's crazy to think, like, my whole entire perspective changes. And like, every couple of months I continue to grow. You know, there's months where I plateau because I let other people come in and I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, and I always, I'm not even gonna go there. But yeah, there's times where I plateau, and I have to dig myself up out of that stagnant era of my life, because I start to get comfortable, and that's when I start slacking, and then I start to lose focus, and I allow people to come into my life to give me happiness because I forget that I can make myself happy. And this might sound like wicked, like not like selfish, but like very like closed off. And like I said, like I'm not closed off. It's just I watch people. It sounds really creepy. I don't mean it like that. Like I'm not like stalking your house or like your social media. I don't care about. I'm just saying, like, when I first meet you, like I'm gonna watch your actions, how you talk to people in public. There's a whole lot of different things. I don't need people trying to figure me out. There's a lot that goes into my mind that a lot of people aren't gonna figure me out, and a lot of people always try to. They never understand like why I think the way that I think, and I feel like it's because I made myself such a complex individual from being so independent that it's just made it very difficult for other people to understand exactly how I think, which is totally fine with me. I love it. I love it here. You know what I'm saying? But I find it very beneficial for like an individual like me that's you know gone through what I've been through, and like I haven't explained in depth like what's had happened in my life. I just gave bases, and like that's fine. Like people don't need to know everything. Like I'm not gonna tell everyone every fucking aspect of my life, because it's just not like it has nothing to do with me now. Like who I was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 1.5 years ago, since I was born. Like I was very different back then, all the way up. Like, and I could up until, wow, that was a fucking tongue twister. Up until maybe around 18, 19, I just gradually continued to get worse until till my brother died, and then like I made this like whole little change it up, figure out who I am, and like I said, like I'm constantly changing, I'm constantly evolving. Sometimes I'll plateau, sometimes I'll go down the spiral, and then I have to dig myself back up, and I'm fine with that, because I know how to. I have the tools to go and ask if I don't know how to, or I can look stuff up, or like I don't have to be alone. And like I said, like I'm not alone. Just because I'm independent, I like to be by myself, doesn't mean I'm alone. You know what I mean? It may feel like that sometimes, but I know I'm not. I just like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into like that whole like, nah. Like, it has nothing. I don't know. So yeah, like it's crazy. I don't know. Like I could keep going. We're running off like 24 minutes almost. 23:45, and yeah, man, like I'm gonna keep doing my thing. I hope y'all keep doing your thing. Like keep your head up, do the right thing, ask for help, reach out to people, be aware of your surroundings, be aware of who's in your life. Self-awareness is huge. I did a podcast on that not too long ago. Self-awareness is a huge thing. So hopefully next week I can get someone to come on this, Bad Larry. If you have any topics or anything like that you want me to talk about, pointers, DM me. This is Instagram. Write a comment or something, and I'll text you if I know you. I don't know. We'll just put something and I'll go off of it and tag you. I don't know. It's not like a whole lot of people are gonna be seeing this anyways, but I don't know, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep doing me. Y'all keep doing you. Stay motivated. Keep on grinding. anything you're happy, you know. Like I see what's at the bottom, so now I want to know what's at the top. You know what I'm saying, dog? You know what I'm saying?